The SAPS VIP Protection Unit officers who were involved in an assault case are expected to appear in the Randburg Magistrate Court today. The 8 members of Deputy President Paul Mashatile's security detail allegedly assaulted 3 people on the side of the N1 in July. Now, the incident, which was caught on camera, went viral on the social media platforms, causing outrage. eNCA's reporter Heidi Giokos is tracking these developments for us. Heidi, a very good morning to you. This is one of those cases that South Africans have been following with very keen interest. But before we actually get into it, some clarity here. We know that these VIP protection personnel were actually suspended from their jobs for a limited period of time. That suspension period did lapse. Did they actually go back into the employ of the SAPS? And if they did, in what capacity?
Well, that's the thing, Tammy. We don't know if the 8 VIP Protection Unit members have returned back to work. According to internal processes of the South African Police Service, once the 90-day period lapses, there should be some conclusion as to what is to be done with the 8 VIP Protection Unit members. We caught up with the National Police Commissioner on the 21st of October and we asked him where this internal process is. He confirmed to eNCA that indeed once the 90-day process is done with, automatically you go back to work, but perhaps in a different capacity and in a different role. So from my understanding, it would mean that these 8 VIP Protection Unit members would not go back to their previous posts, but perhaps be deployed in other departments or other roles within the South African Police Service. When we asked the National Police Commissioner, so does this mean that they are back at work? He said he does not know and he would have to check. I then probed him further and said, but how do you not know this if you are the National Police Commissioner? And he said he doesn't get involved with every single junior matter. Now, I don't think that this is a junior matter. I think this is a matter of great magnitude, given the fact that it was or is the VIP Protection Unit members of the Deputy President of this country, Paul Mashatile. We do know that they face charges of assault, damage to malicious property and pointing a firearm. That, of course, that video went viral, really pointing and showing heavy force that was used on civilians. But let's listen to that engagement with the National Police Commissioner about whether or not these 8 VIP Protection Unit members are back at work and how the National Police Commissioner does not know.
As you are aware, you are aware that we did take a disciplinary action against those members, and the process is still continuing. It's not yet finalized. It does not necessarily mean that within 60 days it must be finalized. It starts within that period, but in many cases it goes beyond 60 days. It's not the first case to go beyond 60 days. So the process is still on. It's an internal process that we would not like to start hanging it out there in the media, but we will be notified once the disciplinary process has been finalized.
Are you able to tell us how far the disciplinary process is? And obviously these members remain suspended with pay?
The members would normally, after 60 days, return to their place of work. They get allocated to somewhere, and I can't tell you exactly the process as to where it is, but the investigation is complete. There are processes that are still on in terms of SAPS disciplinary regulations.
Have they returned to work?
What?
Have they returned to work? Is that what you just said?
What I'm saying is, I'm not sure, but I'm saying if they return to work, normally they get allocated to another responsibility.
But Commissioner, from your understanding,
I don't know whether they are back or not yet.
How don't you know? You're the National Police Commissioner. Do you not know if these members have returned to work?
I do not keep tabs of each and every member, junior members, disciplinary process in the whole organization. There's many that are being disciplined in the organization.
So from your understanding, you do not know if they've gone back to work at this particular point?
Yes, I'll find out and hear what they are. But what I'm saying is, once the 60 days is over, normally they come back to work and they get allocated somewhere. But the process don't stop. The disciplinary process still continue until to its finality.
And Heidi, you really pushed in there, and so we really do await in eager expectation for that answer when it does actually come out. This is an issue of national importance, especially during this time when police brutality is really so much under the spotlight. But Heidi, take us through the expectations for this morning as the alleged officers actually make their court appearance.
Yes, so important to highlight that the 8 were released on bail and they are expected to appear back in court this morning. We do understand that the state is expected to have finalized and concluded its investigations, and perhaps the matter will go forward. We're not entirely sure. Interestingly, though, the court has not opened as yet, Tammy, and perhaps we can just point to the fact that this might be because of what happened yesterday with 2 witnesses being shot and killed outside the Randburg Magistrate Court. We do know that there might be some sort of staff drill that is currently happening at the moment. So there might be some sort of delay in terms of when court starts. It has not started as yet, and normally court opens at about 7:45 to 8 in the morning, and it's already 22 minutes past 8. So there might be some sort of delay, but of course the 8 accused are expected to be back in court this morning between 9 and 10, but because of what's currently happening at court, there might be some sort of delay. I cannot tell you if I've seen them because whenever they do appear in court, they cover their faces with masks and hats, so I won't be able to identify them as yet, Tammy.
Heidi, we'll keep abreast of developments there, but thank you so much just for reminding us once again that that is the very, very same court where the incident took place yesterday, very, very tragically. Heidi, have there been any changes in security due to what happened yesterday? Are you noticing anything different outside of the court to ensure maybe that there's greater security?
No, absolutely not. I mean, we drove in, there were no security checks. The only difference I am noticing is the fact that there is definitely a wait. The queue is very long. Normally court is open way before 8 o'clock. It's now 23 minutes past 8 and the courtroom has still not opened up. We did see staff of the courts actually moving and going. I suspect it's some sort of drill. I'm not entirely sure what exactly is going on and what is causing this delay, but this is definitely going to impact court proceedings in terms of things should have already started. Magistrates should have been inside already. Legal team should have been starting preparing for their cases, their various cases. So we're not entirely sure what the delay is, but I've seen no difference in terms of security, Tammy.
Heidi Giokos, thank you so much for that update. We'll keep abreast of developments at the Randburg Magistrate Court in